Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that millions of people struggle with literally every single day. And we're bringing you some of the absolutely best, most evidence-based strategies out there to finally beat tobacco cravings. We're pulling these directly from the Mayo Clinic's expertly crafted guide on the 10 ways to resist the urge to smoke or use tobacco. Now, if you've ever tried to quit before, you already know that sheer willpower usually just isn't enough. You really need a structured strategy. So let's build one together.
If you're on a quitting journey, I am willing to bet your brain has tried to negotiate with you using this exact phrase. Just one. Why is that thought so incredibly dangerous? Well, because it really highlights the intense, overwhelming struggle of quitting and those sneaky little mental traps that cause us to relapse. Quitting isn't just about stopping a bad habit, right? It is a full-on biological and psychological battle.
So instead of just reading off a listicle, we're organizing these tips into a comprehensive defense plan. We'll start with the anatomy of a tobacco craving, move into some quick fixes to distract and deflect, talk about mental fortitude and shifting mindsets, outline how to build your defense through preparation, and finally, we'll look at the medical toolkit.
Okay, let's dive into this first part, the anatomy of a tobacco craving, and understanding this dual threat. Listen, quitting is remarkably tough, and there's a reason for that. Nicotine dependence isn't just one single problem. It's a dual threat. On one hand, you have a very potent chemical addiction. Every time you use tobacco, the nicotine triggers your brain's reward system. Over time, your brain literally demands that trigger. But on the other hand, you also have these deeply ingrained daily habits. You get used to the physical act of smoking, the daily routine, the environment you're in. When you combine a chemical brain addiction with heavy behavioral habits, it creates a fiercely difficult cycle to break.
And because of that brutal combo, we have to acknowledge a hard truth. Relapsing within 6 months of quitting is extremely common. If you have tried and relapsed, please know it is absolutely not a personal failure. It's simply the reality of how deeply nicotine rewires the brain. The Mayo Clinic stresses that it is actually pretty rare to stop smoking on your very first attempt, and it's even harder if you try to tough it out without help. You dramatically improve your chances if you don't go it alone and if you have a structured plan in place.
All right, moving on to Section 2, quick fixes to distract and deflect. This is your immediate triage for sudden cravings.
I want you to remember this specific number, 10. When a nicotine craving hits, it really feels like it's going to last forever, doesn't it? Your brain tells you the discomfort is infinite. But the Mayo Clinic highlights a crucial fact here. Cravings usually peak and fade within just 10 minutes. Try setting a literal alarm for 10 minutes. Tell yourself that the urge to smoke will peak and then get better whether you use tobacco or not. If you can just outlast that 10-minute window, the worst of it will almost always fade.
So what exactly do you do while that clock is ticking? You distract and deflect. One of the best ways to combat the behavioral habit of smoking is to literally give your mouth something else to do. The Mayo Clinic recommends chewing on sugarless gum or crunching on raw carrots, nuts, maybe some sunflower seeds. Keep mints or candy nearby for a quick burst of flavor. Heck, even just drinking a simple glass of water can help manage that intense oral craving. It sounds overly simple, but physically occupying your mouth really does interrupt that habit loop. But, it's not just your mouth that needs a distraction. Your whole body is going through it. As you quit, you might find yourself much quicker to anger, easily frustrated, anxious, or just physically tense. To take the edge off those feelings, engage in physical action. It doesn't have to be a full-blown gym workout. Even short 10-minute walks, whether you take them indoors around your office or outdoors, can drastically lessen those cravings and burn off that frustrated energy. Next up is Section 3, mental fortitude and shifting mindsets. Reframing the psychological battle. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we have to completely reframe that classic quitter's trap, the just one fallacy. Your brain is going to try to negotiate with you. It'll promise that you can have just one cigarette, just to get through a really tough moment. But the Mayo Clinic explicitly warns that people who decide to smoke just one almost always end up using tobacco again at the exact same rate they were previously. Plus, even 1 or 2 cigarettes a day still increases your risk of disease. So we have to reframe that moment. When your brain screams for just one, make the smart choice instead. Reach for a quick-acting medicine for nicotine dependence like nicotine gum or a lozenge. It satisfies the chemical craving without breaking your behavioral streak. Another massive mindset shift comes down to stress. For a lot of people, smoking was literally their primary stress management tool. And guess what? Fighting back against a tobacco craving is incredibly stressful all on its own. You have to actively replace tobacco with new relaxation techniques. To survive this quitting process, medical experts strongly recommend active alternatives like deep breathing, muscle relaxation, yoga, visualization, massage, or honestly, simply listening to some calming music. You absolutely have to give your mind a new, healthy way to decompress.
Let's transition into Section 4, building your defense through preparation. This is about mapping out your strategy well in advance.
You see, how you feel or what you're doing actually gets chemically linked in your brain to nicotine use over time. For instance, if you always take a work break with coworkers who smoke, you're going to get a massive craving the second you step outside with them. The Mayo Clinic suggests a three-step defense here. First, identify your specific daily triggers. Second, actually write them down in a journal. And third, create a concrete plan to manage each one. So if that coworker break is a trigger, your new plan might be to take a walk in the exact opposite direction during that specific 15-minute window. Anticipate the trap so you don't fall right into it.
And a huge part of that preparation is setting up a robust support system. Seriously, don't keep your quitting journey a secret. Ask family and friends to be available when you just need to vent. Look into online or in-person support groups, and definitely consider professional counseling. The source notes that the more time you spend with a counselor practicing these quitting skills, the better your results might be. And for our viewers in the US, you have a massive resource literally right at your fingertips. You can call 800-QUIT-NOW to connect to your state's cessation services. Or if you're 18 and older, just text the word QUIT NOW to 333-888.
The Mayo Clinic offers this really powerful reminder. Each time you resist a tobacco craving, you're one step closer to being tobacco-free. Keep reminding yourself of the benefits. Write them down and read them out loud to yourself. Remind yourself that you're doing this to feel better, to get healthier, to spare your loved ones from secondhand smoke, and hey, to save a ton of money. Every single resisted craving is a total victory.
Let's move to Section 5 and see how this builds into our final strategy, the medical toolkit, your long-term clinical reinforcements.
Listen, you do not have to fight this intense chemical addiction with nothing but sheer grit. There are fantastic medical tools available to you. Now, you should always talk to your healthcare professional to find the right combination for your specific situation, but generally, treatments fall into two categories. For short-term, immediate relief from a sudden craving spike, you have things like nicotine gums, lozenges, and nose sprays. Then, for long-term craving prevention, you have slow-release nicotine patches or long-acting prescription medicines that don't even contain nicotine, like bupropion and varenicline. Combining your behavioral plans with these clinical tools is exactly what the Mayo Clinic recommends to really take control of withdrawal symptoms and prevent a relapse.
We have definitely covered a lot of ground in this explainer today, from the 10-minute rule all the way to the medical toolkit. But I want to leave you with one final provocative question to really think about. What is your main reason to stay strong and get through the next 10 minutes? Finding your deeply personal why is the ultimate weapon against nicotine. Write it down, keep it in your pocket, and pull it out the very next time a craving hits. You have the strategies now, you just have to outlast the clock. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and stay strong out there.